This might come as a shock, but in the Victorian era, mummies weren't just for museums. They were on the menu. That's right. The Victorian fascination with Egypt extended well beyond architecture and fashion, reaching into the rather macabre practice of consuming mummies for medicinal purposes. It all began with the ancient practice of mummification, a process designed to preserve the body for the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that by preserving the physical form, they could ensure the soul's survival beyond death. This process created a surplus of mummies, many of which were discovered centuries later during the age of Victorian exploration. The Victorian era, characterized by a fervor for exploration and discovery, saw a surge in interest in Egyptian culture. As artifacts and mummies were brought back to Europe, fascination turned into obsession. This obsession took a dark turn when the Victorians began to believe that consuming mummies held medicinal properties. This belief originated from a misunderstanding of the term mumia, a substance used in medieval medicine. Originally, mumia referred to a black tar-like substance found in the Persian mountains, believed to have healing properties. However, over time the term became associated with the embalming materials used in mummification, leading to the belief that mummies themselves had curative powers. Thus began the practice of grinding mummies into a powder, which was then added to concoctions and sold in apothecaries across Europe. This powder was touted as a cure-all, used to treat everything from headaches to stomach ailments. The demand was so high that a black market for mummies emerged, with grave robbers supplying the much sought-after commodity. This macabre practice persisted until the late 19th century, when advancements in science and medicine debunked the belief in the curative powers of mummies. The practice was eventually outlawed, but the fascination with mummies and their mysterious origins continues to this day. In summary, the Victorian era's fascination with Egypt extended to a macabre practice of consuming mummies for medicinal purposes. This practice originated from a misunderstanding of the term mumia, a substance used in medieval medicine. The Victorians ground mummies into a powder, which was added to concoctions and sold as a cure-all. This practice continued until the late 19th century, when it was debunked and eventually outlawed. Despite this, the fascination with mummies persists, albeit in a less gruesome form,